Good afternoon. Well, here we are again, Wednesday. Well, the weeks just kind of go around and around, and I hear some people say, "Oh, I wish it was Friday again." I said, "You're just wishing your life away." Well, I've got a couple songs to sing for you this afternoon, and I got a couple little stories I want to tell you about. But this first one is a song that I just love. "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus." And this, the lady here that wrote this song, she had really some bad times in her life. And it was telling here, let me just read you a little bit of it. Her name was Lois Steed, and her husband, they were relaxing with their 4-year-old daughter in Long Island Beach, and they heard a child's desperate cry, and they run to see what it was, and it was a little boy that had fell into the water, and he was drowning. Well, her husband, he jumped into the water after him, and they both drowned. And Lois had no way to support herself or her child or do anything at all. No visible means of support. She and her daughter experienced dire poverty. One morning, though, they said, when she had neither funds nor food for the day, she opened up the front door, and someone had left food and money on her doorstep. That day she wrote this hymn, and sometimes we mouth our platitudes about our Christianity, and we give quotes and scriptures and sing songs about trusting Jesus. For Steed, there was nothing about it that was superficial about her. Her hymn remains timeless as anything, and certainly has comforted all of our hearts and souls and many believers who have had that same experience of having nothing. Jesus, Jesus, she said, how I trust him, how I proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus. Oh, for grace, just to trust him more. You know, sometimes people will say, well, you didn't get something or the other because you didn't have enough faith. I've heard them even say that some people didn't get their healing because they didn't have enough faith. Well, I've got a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. There's people sometimes that they're in comas. They don't even know or have any idea what's going on. And people come and pray for them, and they're many times they're healed. Now, that wasn't with their faith. That was somebody calling upon the Lord. And I think a lot of things is timing. You know, I wrote one song about some things I've asked for, some things I've got. Now I'd like to give some of them back. And sometimes I think it's just with God and the timing. We ask for things and we don't get them then. But down the road, then they're blessings to us. I'm so glad that God didn't answer some of the things I asked for. I imagine that you are too. But I want to sing this wonderful song here that Lois wrote, and I hope you enjoy it. 'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Well, Lois certainly wrote a song here, and she had the experience, and you know what happened? She began to write other songs, and she did very well as writing songs, and I think her financial situation had gotten better too. Well, this is the last verse says, oh, how sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, to trust in Jesus, just to trust His cleansing blood. Just the simple faith to plunge in neath the healing cleansing flood. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I proved Him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh how good to trust Him o'er. Well, Lois trusted the Lord and He made a way. I want to tell you a little story here. It's about a friend of ours. He lived right across the street from us. And he went by the name of George, but that wasn't his name. I'm not sure what it was. He said that back in the day when they were kind of saying, well, just let George do it, let George do it. And that kind of was the name that they put on him. He was a wonderful guy. We were only just a few weeks different in our ages. But I used to have George come over, and I'd have this 9 innings of baseball history. And you know that fellow that put all these things together? I can't think of his name right now. But he put all of these many things. He had war things. He had about the Civil War. But he put this baseball thing together. And George was a great Cincinnati Red fan. And so he would come over and we'd have just one half or maybe one inning, because he couldn't stay over too long, so he'd go back to his house. But we got up to the last time. We got up to the 9th inning. And it has been stuck there. It may still be right there in our recorder, I'm not sure. But George passed away one morning. As I went out to start the day, one of my neighbors was over and he said, I think that George has passed away. The police and everything hadn't been there yet. He fell down and he bled out. He was 85 years old, nobody with him. I guess that makes a pretty good case that when you're that age that you shouldn't really live by yourself. I'm that age and I don't live by myself. But we never got to the 9th inning. And I've thought of it so many times. Oh, he'd get so thrilled as we watch that. And I think that's what we have to do sometimes. We got to finish the 9th inning in our life. And I'll see him one of these days in heaven again. I don't know if we'll talk about things like that, but we just might. Then Jesus took my burdens I could no longer bear. Jesus took my burdens in answer to my prayer. My anguish, fear subsided, my spirit was made strong, for Jesus took my burden and He left me a song. Yes, Jesus took my burden I could no longer bear. Jesus took my burden in answer to my prayer. My anguish, fear subsided, and my spirit was made strong, for Jesus took my burden and He left with me a song. Well, I'll see you tomorrow and we'll do this all over again. Thanks for stopping in. See all those names that come up on the screen, and God bless all of you. I really appreciate that. So we'll see you then. Bye. Babe. Leanne, there's no stop on this thing.